Just about to turn 9 a.m, so I'm going to log on to work, say hi to my colleagues, check my emails, check my Slack, and kind of get on with the morning of work that I have to do. It's looking like it's probably going to be quite a busy day. I know I've got quite a few calls and quite a few different tasks to do, so I'll check back in with you in a bit. 10:45, I've just finished my morning calls and caught up on everything. It's been quite a busy morning already. Also have seen that I've got calls from midday until 2 p.m, so I'm probably not going to be able to take my lunch until after that, so 2 p.m. till 3 p.m. So probably going to need a coffee and a snack before then. The snow is coming down pretty hard. I don't think you can see it, but there's no sign of it stopping. And I'm meant to be going on a run later, so we will see how that goes. So fortunately my 1 o'clock meeting has just finished, so it's only 1:20. It was meant to last an hour, but there just wasn't enough to talk about to make it last the full hour. Pretty fortunate because I am extremely hungry right now, so I'm going to make some lunch, but while I'm eating my lunch I am going to be watching my lectures for my course. So this evening I have a webinar for my UX Design Masters. I haven't quite caught up with all the content that I need to read and watch before this webinar, so I'm going to do it now on my hour-long lunch break while eating. So for lunch I am having leftover teriyaki tofu stir fry, which I made for dinner last night. I tried to make enough food for 2 people, so every day for lunch I can have the leftovers of what I had last night. Pretty huge portion here, so definitely going to keep me going for the rest of the day. While that is cooking, I'm going to get set up for my lectures for university. So it's now 2:15. I've made quite a few notes on what I've learned about personas, user scenarios, jobs to be done, that kind of UX fun. Unfortunately, I haven't had time to go over everything that I needed to for this week's content before my webinar later. Got my peppermint tea and my orange. Got about 3 hours of work to go. Also, if you like the look of these resin coasters, they are super cool, then check out @Design by Kaney on Instagram. It's my girlfriend. She makes these really cool coasters, and you should buy lots so she can buy me a PS5. Still got a couple of hours to go before I finish work. However, I thought it would be interesting to show you what I'm listening to at the moment. So one podcast I'm listening to at the moment is one of my friend's podcasts, A Circular Victory by Victor Lancreate. It's a really interesting podcast about the circular economy, so I'll definitely link that in the description. Another podcast I've been listening to recently is another friend of mine, actually my housemate, Tom Houseman, his Talk Prop podcast. It's about property. There's actually an episode 3, which I featured on. So I recommend that episode specifically, but in general, it's a great podcast. And another podcast I've been recently listening to is Interesting Things by Uninteresting People. You might already know Bite Review on YouTube. This podcast is done by him and his friend Ben. They basically just chat about current affairs and different topics that interest them. And I really enjoy this podcast, so I'd also recommend you listen to this if you want something a bit more chilled. So I've just come to the end of a pretty busy day at work. It's 5:30 p.m. and now I'm going to go for a run. So I'm at the moment, during February, I'm doing this challenge on Strava with some friends to run 5k a day. At the beginning of February, I thought it was a good idea because it wasn't snowing. Now this is going to be the third day in a row that I'm out running in the snow. So snowy, pretty dark out there as well. It's going to be an interesting one. Hopefully I don't stack it on the ice because I don't really fancy breaking an ankle or a face or a neck. So cold. Oh, that was hard. So I'm just boiling some pasta to have with some bolognese that I made the other day. Yeah, I've got my webinar for my university studies in less than an hour, so I'm gonna shower, eat, then it's time for a call, or a webinar, not a call. The time is 6:58, so I've got my webinar in about 2 minutes. I'm pretty full and tired after the run and dinner, but gotta get through this, and then I need to edit a video, so still a few more hours of work ahead. My webinar just finished. It was mainly just Q&A for an hour about our assignment that we're doing at the moment. The rest of the evening I think I'm going to spend editing my new video, which will be already on my channel if you're watching this now. Then maybe at around kind of 9:30, 10ish, I might jump on some Valorant with some friends. So I have a fun end to the day. It's about 9:45 now and I've just finished editing my video. It's rendering out now. It was actually a bit quicker to do than I thought it would. It's quite a simple video. I'm now going to go and play some Valorant with the boys because I've had a really busy day and I think I deserve some fun. So that's been my productive day in a life. Let me know your thoughts on this video in the comments. It's a bit of a different kind of video than I usually make, so I would appreciate the feedback. If you did enjoy it, please click the like button and subscribe to see more videos from me. Follow me at JackJenkinsYT on social media, and apart from that, see you in the next one.